We want to analyse what has come out of Iran and the International Atomic Energy Agency today, and for that we are joined by Flint Leverett. He's director of the Iran project at the New America Foundation and a professor of international affairs at Penn State. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Do you think that Iran is sending mixed signals to the West?
No, I don't buy the argument that Iran is sending mixed signals. It's important to keep in mind that the original Iranian proposal on this issue was for Iran simply to purchase new fuel for this reactor in Tehran from which they produce medical isotopes. The United States came back with this counter proposal where low-enriched uranium would be removed from Iran, taken to Russia for further enrichment, and then to France for fabrication into fuel rods. There's a very strong consensus in the Iranian leadership circles for the original Iranian proposal. When this counter-proposal came back, there are clearly some concerns on the Iranian side. Concerns about France's involvement, whether they'll actually get all of the fuel back, whether it's smart to send all of the low-enriched uranium out of Iran all at once as opposed to doing it in installments to see how the other participants are performing. I think what you're seeing going on now is rather normal negotiation or diplomacy. It's not mixed signals. It's not a divided leadership.
What would you say, though, to skeptics who believe that this is part of a strategy of delay on Iran's part, just keep talking, and at the same time that they're going to continue to grow their nuclear program?
I think it's mixing apples and oranges. The Iranians have said from the beginning that any discussion of refueling the Tehran research reactor is a separate and technical issue that's distinct from broader issues about its nuclear program. With regard to its broader program, Iran has made abundantly clear, I think, that it intends to keep developing its fuel cycle infrastructure. If people in the United States and the West don't like that, that is a separate issue from what's going on now with this research reactor issue.
Let's talk a little bit about this point of enriching the low-level uranium. If it's going to be monitored by the UN, why wouldn't the West allow Iran to process that uranium at home instead of saying you have to send it abroad?
Well, from a Western standpoint, the gain would be if you can take enough of Iran's low-enriched uranium out of the country. Iran then doesn't have what you could call a breakout capability, a capability to put that low-enriched uranium back through centrifuges and enrich it to weapons-grade level. That would be the concern on the Western side. That's why there's this Western focus on getting as much of Iran's low-enriched uranium out of the country as possible. I think what your question implies is that the real solution to this issue is going to entail more intrusive monitoring of Iran's enrichment activities. Iran is not going to surrender its enrichment activities, and if the United States and its European partners insist on that, this negotiating process will go nowhere.
All right, Flint Leverett, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.